Dude, this thing is shredding!
Alright, so today I'm going to be showing you guys how to replace a front brake line on your E36. Alright, so here are all the things that you're going to need for this project. Keep in mind that you're really going to want to use line wrenches. Unfortunately, I don't have line wrenches in the two of these sizes, but these will make do just fine. I was able to get off this brake line off of the 318 IS with these tools, so hopefully these should work out fine, but like I said, try your best to use line wrenches or else you're going to have problems and you may end up rounding off one of the brake lines. But all you need is a 9mm line wrench, an 11mm line wrench, a 14mm line wrench, some hose to be able to hook up to the bleeder screw, .4 brake fluid, and your new brake line. Like I said though, I got this off of my other E36, so the thing is in pretty rough shape, but I'm only going to be using this for one drift event anyway, so this will hopefully get me by. So with the wheel off, you're going to have good access to everything, and the first thing you're going to want to do is loosen where the hard line connects to the soft line right up there. This little nut up here is going to be the 11mm. Now make sure when you go to take this off, make sure you have a pan or something underneath this just to catch the excess brake fluid that's going to want to come out of the hard line. Now with that disconnected, you should be able to just pull the soft line out from the bottom. Looks like since this side blew out, there's actually no brake fluid left in here. So I guess that's just less of a mess for us to clean up, thankfully. Now with that disconnected, we're going to go back here to where the brake line connects to the strut. And we're gonna go ahead and pull it out of there. And then once that's disconnected from there, we can get our 14mm line wrench down here and loosen up the soft line where it connects to the actual caliper. Now once you get this loose enough, you should just be able to unscrew it by hand and it should just pop out. Now we're gonna go ahead and take our new brake line and do the exact same thing in the reverse order. All right, and just like that, we've got the new brake line installed. Now the next step is gonna be bleeding these things. Now for this step, you're definitely gonna need a second person unless you have something like a vacuum bleeder or something like that. But for the traditional method of just pumping the brake pedal and then releasing the bleeder screw, you're definitely gonna need a second person inside the car to be able to pump the brakes for you. So I've already got the tube hooked up. I have it running down into this bottle just to be able to catch all the excess brake fluid. So what you're gonna wanna do is have the person who is up inside the car, you're gonna have them pump the brakes a few times until the pedal starts to get hard, and then you're gonna have them hold down the brake pedal, and then when they hold down the brake pedal, you're gonna come in here with your 9mm, and you're just gonna crack the bleeder screw. And then before they let off, you're gonna close the bleeder screw again, and then you're gonna have them just repeat that over and over again. All right, you wanna pump it? Holding. All right, so now that they're holding, if I can get my wrench on here, we're just gonna crack this open. And as you can see, there's fluid starting to come out with a bunch of bubbles. That's all the air getting out of the system. And I'm just gonna go ahead and close it again. Now through all this, you're gonna wanna make sure that your brake fluid reservoir still has fluid in it. So during this process, periodically check the reservoir and make sure it still has fluid in it, and then continue on. All right, and the level's looking a little bit low, so I'll pop the cap and I'll fill it up a little bit. All right, the reservoir is filled up once again. So now we're gonna continue pumping, cracking the bleeder screw, closing it, pumping again, until we see no air coming out of this line. All right, pump. Hold. All right, pump. And as you can see, there are barely any bubbles. Might just be like residual that was stuck on the tube, but that to me looks like a good bleed. So I'm gonna close it. And then you're gonna wanna come over to the reservoir one last time, check the level. This is looking a little bit low, so I'm gonna top this off, and then this brake job is done. And that's really all there is to it. That job is literally that easy and that quick. Now, I had some comments on the last video saying that the reason that my transmission on this car wasn't working is because the clutch and everything is tied into the same reservoir as the brakes, but after getting the brake job done, still won't go into first, still won't go into second, goes into third, fourth, fifth, and reverse. But I already kind of knew from the beginning that that wasn't the case, purely because neutral was a forward gear, and reverse felt like a high forward gear still. So I'm 100% certain it is the pilot bearing, and what I've decided to do in preparation to try and make it to paranormal tractivity on the 30th is I'm going to be swapping the transmission out of my green 318 IS and putting it into this car. That transmission is still butter, still amazing. So I figured swap that transmission out of the green car, put it in the blue car, replace the pilot bearing in the TI, and we should have a car that should be driftable on the 30th. So I'm excited for that. Transmission swap is probably gonna be the next video. I was gonna try and make it into this video, but I got a new job, so I've just been totally crunched for time, and I haven't really had the chance to do it. So keep your eyes peeled for that video. That'll probably be dropping sometime next week, I'm hoping, depending on how all the timing works. But that's gonna end it for this video, guys. I know it was a short video today, but I wanted to get something out for you guys. Didn't want to have a huge gap in my upload schedule. I hope y'all enjoyed. I hope y'all have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next one.